To the Grim Reaper. You did your big one.
Well, y'all can read, right? MAGA Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away at the age of 71 suddenly. Yes, this is a smile on my face. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I mean, God, we was talking about Mitch and Wiggs, but you know what? A win is a win. And of course, Wiggs R Us has put out a statement. He said, Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is unalived. He was always working, and he was always true to American patriots. I'm gonna skip over that. He was true to Israel. He said Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow. Lindsey Graham served 23 years in his seat as a Republican in North Carolina, okay? He's done some damage to this country. He's worked very hard to make sure that the Republican establishment in the South stayed exactly what it was. And he also fought very hard for Israel. Really hard for Israel. My final words for Lindsey Graham is elevator going down. I mean, we're just waiting on 2 more, maybe 3.
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful morning. Who's calling me this early? Hello? Child, don't answer the phone like you don't know what's going on. You said you was going home after the club last night. Where'd you go? What you talking about? I came home. So you gonna say you didn't have nothing to do with what happened to Lindsey Graham? Wait, I said what? You don't know how to handle your liquor. What are you talking about? Child, you went to Lindsey Graham's house. No, I didn't. Oh, you don't remember that? No, I didn't. I told you about them drinks at Bulldogs. I only had 2 drinks. You did not need a second cup, girl. Hang on, let me check the updates real quick. Oh my God. Girl. Oh, girl, that's the last time I drink vodka with you. I bet you they all over you, just getting tons of compliments and everything, aren't you, today? Now, you know what? I'm not even gonna check my social media because they all gonna be complaining. Oh, you went and got the wrong one. You went and got the wrong one. You're supposed to go to the Pennsylvania Avenue address. Okay. Well, I mean, they're humans. Like, it's America. Like, you know, they can never be happy. This is what they do. They'll never be satisfied, like, about anything. You know that they optionally chose not to get free healthcare. Crazy. See, this is why I don't be going out with you. You be going to them places. Well, how about we meet up for brunch and like have some fun? Like, why not? Mimosas, I think that would be delicious, and let's just talk it out. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get ready. I'll come to brunch. Like 30 minutes. And what's that, right? Turn off your social media because you know they're gonna be tagging you like crazy today. So just turn it off, come to brunch. I'll see you in a little bit. Kisses, bye.
Good morning, mothers. Let me be the first to tell you. Lindsey Graham is gone, y'all. I'm filming this at like 1:20 in the morning, but his Twitter just released a statement saying, on the evening of Saturday, July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. So, yeah, if and you would, why don't you go ahead and join me for a celebratory garden salad stick? We smoking that Lindsey Graham pack tonight. Or morning, whenever you seeing this shit. Start your day, end it, I don't give a fuck. You gonna do it with a smile. At least I am. I know some of y'all that seeing this are probably gonna be pretty pissed at me, but you know what I don't give a fuck. And you know what Lindsey Graham ain't gonna do? Wake up tomorrow to care about it. And they say nothing good happens after midnight. I beg to differ. Getting this news was great. Anyways, y'all have you a wonderful evening, morning, whatever the fuck. Just do me one favor. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw fuck the law. Love y'all. See you down the...
Shit, guys, Lindsey Graham is dead. At 71. I didn't even realize he was 71, but lots of people are reporting on it now. It's real. I thought it was fake when I first heard it. And they're being quite cagey about it. They're saying that he had a short, random illness that he succumbed to. And so I guess we'll find out more in the coming days. And I can't really say that I'm sad to see Lindsey Graham not be here anymore, but it is weird. You know, I grew up with Lindsey Graham. He's been in the Senate like my whole damn life. So I guess the governor of South Carolina will pick a replacement for him before they have an election to fill his seat. It'll probably be another Republican. And you know, it really is sad what happened to Lindsey Graham. Not that I ever really had much respect for him, but he used to be pretty outspoken about Trump. And he used to be best friends with John McCain, and he just completely abandoned John McCain to just bend the knee and be a sycophant for Trump. So I guess we'll find out more in the coming days, but this is interesting news to hear in the middle of the night on a Saturday. So, all right, that's the news. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
So I'm going for a twofer this week. Senator Lindsey Graham passed early this morning, and I was wondering if anybody is with me. Can we do a twofer? Because we haven't seen this this senator in weeks. We haven't seen Bitch McConnell in weeks. But question, do you all remember when Scott Jennings, the Klansman on CNN, took to the air and said the following on Thursday about his conversation with Mitch McConnell? Yeah, let's take a listen.
Called me this morning before I did my radio show. We talked for about 17 minutes. He talked a lot about the situation with Iran, talked a little bit about Ukraine and what's going on in Europe. I told him I'd been to the Teddy Roosevelt Library. We talked a little bit about the history of the vice presidency and how Roosevelt had transformed that in the modern presidency, a little history of the Senate. It was a wide-ranging conversation. I talked to him often. I hadn't talked to him since he'd been in. I'd gotten a few text messages from him, but I hadn't spoken to him. So it was good to hear his voice. Voice sounded strong and sounded like he was keeping up with the news to me.
Did you ask him how he was feeling?
Yeah, he said he was feeling okay, obviously well enough to call me on the phone, and obviously well enough to talk to Barrasso and Thune. Now, look, I'm not qualified to discuss any medical issues or give you any information about that. That's really for him or his staff to do. But, I talk to him from time to time, and I see him from time to time. And, we had a conversation today about the things that we normally talk about, which are news today, political stuff.
Did you come away feeling like he's still capable of serving the people of Kentucky as senator?
I came away feeling that he was staying on top of the news. Again, look, his condition and why he's in the hospital or when he might come out, or look, that's.
Do you know why, and are just saying it's not at liberty to share?
I do not know why. I only know, frankly, what has been reported or what his office has said.
That was interesting. Specific 17-minute conversation, Scott? Really? Well, it seems like CNN wants to distance themselves from what Scott Jennings said, and they released the following statements. As a CNN political commentator, Scott Jennings is not a full-time employee or journalist for the network. His account of a personal conversation with Senator McConnell reflects his experiences and is not CNN reporting. In other words, he lying, and we don't want to be associated with his lies. There's a possibility that Scott Jennings did have a 17-minute conversation with Mitch McConnell. Now, I'm just going to leave this right here. I'm just going to leave this right here. I'm just saying, can we get a twofer this week? Can we get a twofer? Let's take odds in the comment section. Let's get it.
Whenever a leader dies in this country, I think about the conversation me and my therapist had right after the United Healthcare CEO was shot and murdered on the street in Manhattan. She said, Amy, maybe the lesson is you should try to live your life in a way that doesn't result in hundreds of millions of people cheering when you die. There are going to be a lot of people in this country who are angry about how groups of people are responding to Lindsey Graham's death. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to take the middle road and say, oh, we shouldn't speak ill of the dead. But when we say we shouldn't speak ill of the dead, we lean into whitewashing history. And whitewashing history is how we got to where we are today. And Lindsey Graham was a big part of it, right? He was a never Trumper. And then he flip-flopped. So he did damage to the American people, to the people of South Carolina, to multiple different communities in an effort to uphold his own power, prestige, and his position he had been in since 2003, I think. So when we talk about honest history and we talk about moving forward as a country, part of this is recognizing the damage that people have done. Part of this is scrapping the we don't speak ill of the dead thought process, because that is a direct descendant of the white supremacist structure that we live under, of keeping people comfortable. We actually only need to talk about his 20-some years of service. No, we don't. We need to be honest about the damage he did to the people of South Carolina, to the LGBTQ plus community, even though he was a member of it. This is not a place for you to grandstand on homophobia. This is a place to recognize the fact that he leveraged his position to get what he wanted while voting against members of the community he was a fucking part of, right? We can recognize the damage he did to the American people as well, because he did do damage. And the only way we move forward as a country and we do not loop back to exactly where we are today is by being honest. We will never be able to hold him accountable for what he did in this lifetime, but we can hold him accountable in his own legacy. And this is a conversation we're going to be having about people death after death after death, because we know our average age in government is elderly, right? This is also a conversation around the Founding Fathers, but you guys aren't prepped and ready to hear that, are you?
Good morning. Forgive the big smile on my face. I just found out that Lindsey Graham died. So if you don't know who Lindsey Graham is, he's this evil little gay Republican who is a senator from South Carolina. And he never would address that he was gay publicly, but we all have stories. I am so happy to hear this news because yes, he's a very evil person. I won't break out the big bottle of champagne I have sitting in the back of my fridge. That's for someone special. But yeah, the cards just turn in our favor sometimes, and that's so exciting. What else? Oh my God. Mitch McConnell, he's on his way out. I think he's gone already. Like, they might keep him hooked up to them goddamn tubes, but he's on his way out. We're close to the big one, y'all. I'm gonna pop that bottle so hard. Please, on the day that the big one happens, do not be shocked if y'all see me doing cartwheels in the middle of the street, booty butt naked. I'm excited. You know that scene from The Wiz with the song, "Can You Feel a Brand New Day?" Yeah, that will be very much me. So, good morning. Let's celebrate. Brunch on me. Fuck it.
Not me waking up at the wee hours to learn that there is a God. There is a God. But as everybody speculates about his passing, I want to remind folks who Lindsey Graham was.
When you look at the last few years since October 7th, many people in this part of the world say what happened in Gaza does not align with Christian values. Killing children, killing mothers,
I'll be honest
killing
with
families.
you.
You're not militants.
Yeah, I just don't buy that at all.
Why?
Because what did we do in World War II? Did we think 1 minute about starving the Germans? Did we bomb every city into smithereens? So this
You
is a
compare
war. No,
October
this is
7th to World War II.
Yes, I am. This is an absolute existential threat to the Jewish people. What happened on October the 7th was 1,200 people were slaughtered, raped, and murdered and filmed by radical Islamists who would kill every Jew if they could, to the world. If you don't understand this is a threat to Israel's
And then they
survival,
flattened Gaza.
just flatten it. We flattened Berlin. We flattened Tokyo. Were we wrong to drop an atomic bomb to end the Japanese reign of terror? Were we? So my view, if I were Israel, I would have probably done it the same way. Without military victory, there is no hope of breaking radicalism. We flattened Germany. We flattened Japan.
How many Americans
Wait a
believe
minute.
this?
Out of that, we
The way that how many Americans think the way that you do?
I think most Republicans think the way I do.
Even young ones.
You're just out of touch if you don't understand Republicans.
Look at the shock on the interviewer's face. She's appalled. And that wasn't a one-time occurrence. That man has talked flippantly about unliking
I feel good
people.
about the Republican Party.
This is just what he
I
does.
feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes.
There will be midterms. And I want people to remember what he said when the midterms come around.
How many Americans think the way that you do?
I think most Republicans think the way I do.
South Carolina, do you want another person like this representing you? Do you want another person who's going to put a whole other country first? I hope the answer to that question is no, but I guess we'll find out in November. Shout out.